Today is Wednesday, 16th of July. Welcome to the show. Daily Updates is the program. My name is Mary Pearson is my name. So I have a lot of stories to give you on what is trending in the entertainment industry. I will be talking about Akon's advice to his fellow men that men should be very stingy when it comes to giving women money if they want to become rich. And I will be talking about Pastor Wilson Bugembe, our own, says he has no problem marrying a Muslim woman if that is God's plan. So we start with Akon. Akon is a Senegalese American singer. He is originally from Senegal. In an interview, he came up and he said, giving his advice to his fellow men, saying that, men, if you want to become rich, be very stingy in terms of giving money to these women. He gave his experience as to why he says this. This is what he says. When I made my first $1 million from music, I was so excited that I spent it quickly. The first thing I bought was a studio. That his first $1 million that he earned from his music, the first thing he used it was to buy a studio for himself. So if all failed, I could always write and produce records for other artists. He used this money to buy himself a studio, though it will maybe sometime not maybe produce for him music like that, but at least this studio will help him produce and write and record for other artists. So he says, I spent about US $250,000 on a studio equipment. That is the amount of money he spent. I gave my mom US $150,000, my dad US $150,000, and I gave my brothers about US $25,000 to start their own business. Wow, Akon is really a generous man. And he goes further and he says, when my girlfriend at the time found out, she asked me for US $200,000. I just laughed and gave her US $5,000 because I can never give a woman more than 2%. So for Akon, he can never give a woman, let me say it's out of maybe 10%. Out of the 10, Akon can never give a woman more than 2% of his total money. He can never do that. He rather gives it to his family members. Because when his girlfriend found out that he borrowed some money, he gave some money to his family, his brothers. So she also requested for US 200, but Akon gave his girlfriend only US 5,000. She broke up with me then, but I wasn't upset because I realized. So when Akon gave his girlfriend US 5,000 than what she requested for, which was US 200,000, she broke up with Akon. But anyway, that was the advice Akon had for his fellow men. Aside from that, our own Pastor Wilson Bugembe says he is open in marrying a Muslim woman, if that is God's plan. Because, you know, there are some people who can come, they say that you're supposed to get married to this person. God has said that. You know that some people can make you laugh. They even predict the life for you. Yet what I know, also the scriptures say, I'm also saying what the scriptures say. The scriptures say that it is only God who knows your destination. So, to Pastor Wilson Bugembe, he says he is open in marrying a Muslim woman if it's God's plan. And so, this is what he added on, saying that He is surprised. You see, many people are talking about why he has delayed to get married. Now, in our Uganda, most of the celebrities, when you delay to get married, maybe having a kid, you become the talk of the day every time you delay to get married. So Pastor Wilson Bugembe, like in an interview with Galaxy TV, he acknowledges the public's concern about his bachelor status, but said that he is not alone. And he thanks the public for their concerns about him, like the public cares more about him. This is what he says: I like that people care that I should get married, but I am not the only person who is not married in Kampala. You have heard what Pastor Wilson Bugembe has said. He is not the only person who is not yet married in Kampala. I don't know why the public keeps giving that pressure to people who delay to get married. It's a person's decision. People have their own timing. So don't force anyone. And he says, although I am not looking for although he says, although he is looking for a God-fearing and born-again woman, I wish him the best for that. Despite this preference, Bugembe said he wouldn't dismiss the idea of marrying a Muslim woman if that's what God has for him. He says, if God says do something, don't question him. Of course, we are not supposed to question what God has said to us. So if God gives him a Muslim woman, I have no problem with that. The most people who have helped me in this life have. So this is what he says: the most people who have helped him, who have helped Pastor Wilson Bugembe in this life, majority of them have been the Muslims. So he has no problem with marrying a Muslim lady. But anyway, all the best for Pastor Wilson Bugembe. We just wait for what God has for him. Well, that is all what I had for you here on Daily Updates. Follow us on all our socials. I remain Mary Pearson.